Hello and welcome back to Lunacid. This is episode 12. Last time we managed to get this moonlight sword after kind of unexpectedly battling through the Tower of Abyss. Then we fought what I initially suspected might be the final boss, the prince in Castle Le Fanu. In the end, he was not even dead, but kind of retreated and allowed us to pass into the next area, the prison. Now we were able to explore some bits of that prison. However, we are not yet done with it, and so we needed to return there. Also, we still have so many open questions and mysteries that I don't know whether we will ever be able to figure everything out before the end of the game. I have to say, I'm so intrigued with the mysteries of this game right now that I wouldn't even mind spending some time after reaching the credits, especially if I accidentally run into the credits without realizing, while still a lot of mysteries are open. So if the game will allow me to load back into my save after reaching the credits, and if I feel so inclined still at that moment to solve all the mysteries, maybe we will have some bonus content to explore things after the credits. I'm wondering, actually, can we jump around here a bit with platforming and stuff? Because now that our jump height is so large, look at this. This is wild. Can we get up out the hole? No. Nah. Alright, so where are we gonna start today? There were no more weapons with XP. We only have the obsidian sword or shield, which just flip-flop, which is interesting. Everything else is fully completed. Oh, there was a level up waiting for us. I had not realized. Well, speed. Does it really matter all that much? I have to say, I'm not yet satisfied with my exploration of the Boiling Grotto. We had done quite some exploring here. However, especially this sand temple place left me with a weird feeling of, yeah, probably we didn't do everything there. Right, this was the path to the Tower of Abyss. Cheryl is still here. Oh. Yeah, so what is it about this lithomancy then? We have it equipped? No, light reveal, quick stride. Wait. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm just waiting for the sound effect to subside, but actually you need to wait way longer. Why is there graves that talk about lithomancy? Over here. Should we apply lithomancy here? Can we throw it at the corals? Well, that's something. Huh? Oh, this game has some crazy interactions. Mysterious. We might have to go back to earlier areas and try lithomancy there. I'm just really wondering why there's why is there's a note about lithomancy here. I mean, it didn't work on a Hicket, which is really strange. Because that seems like the most natural thing to try. If there's a note about lithomancy from people of the Golden Lance saying, look, they were looking for lithomancy and they were here, and Cheryl told us the Golden Lance people went on a pilgrimage to see the corpse of Hicket, then why doesn't that naturally connect? I don't get it. Okay, so I just need to make sure that there's no other pathway out here before we enter the Snake Sand Temple. Out there was an exit from this direction, I think. 5 silver. The thing is, most of these places are so indistinct. Like, most of the tunnels are so indistinct that I wouldn't know what to look for in terms of you know, secret passages. I mean, over here we got tricked last time from mimics. Oh, the mimics respawn. Are you for real? Obsidian. Okay. Weird. Why does the mimic respawn? Wait, then this is also mimic, right? Use lithomancy on a mimic? No. I just generally think you cannot use lithomancy on any enemies. Moonlight vial. Okay, it has stolen all my silver. Alright, so I guess that's how we lost all our silver. Interestingly, I don't know why, but in the fight just now, I was specifically looking out for a message saying, oh, lost so and so much silver. Because at some point fighting a mimic, last time we did see such a message. This time I didn't, yet I still lost all my silver. So that's probably why I had not noticed the first time it happened. Because the game just doesn't tell you. But I mean, it kind of makes sense to do something terrible to you for encountering a mimic. Because just, you know, scaring you and killing you is not all that punishing. But stealing all your silver, or like a considerable amount of it, that's a pretty bad thing to happen. Okay, no, I'm starting to think there really wasn't any other pathway. Yeah, over this way was also just the pathway over to... Yeah, I think over here was just the pathway to the other snake lever thing. And this one doesn't even have a shortcut. What? Yeah, okay. So that leaves the snake sand temple to double check. As I said, I have the nagging feeling that there's stuff we missed there. Mostly because of this confusing repetition of exploration and game over we had last time. Or rather, what was it? 2 episodes ago. And then this leaves the question still open. What was the purpose of all this? Was it the spell to free the corpse of Hicket? To expand the inventory of the merchant? Because what else did we find here? Some lore? I particularly need to check that there are no, like, hidden doors left that might have been reset. From the game overs. Ah. What? Anpu, you need to chill. What if we lithomancy the snakes? That was not lithomancy. Have we tried that? Nothing happened. Rock bridge. What? So we had kind of learned about this Lyrian sorcerer. I don't think this is the first piece of text, though. Because it starts with something was caused by this act. Mummies everywhere. When the Great One awoke, it stirred up life itself, that which should not be tangled with that which is, and the world began to die, like the moon wanes to wax again. I believe this was only the beginning of a new cycle, but one which does not include humankind. So the Great One. Poison Fogger? I received a vision that the Great One, dormant within the earth below the seeping moonlight, would soon wake again. So I, Calamus, Cerulean of Lyria, devised a plan. Using great magics of light and dark, I hastened the flow of moonlight. The heat which arose from the poison fog seemed to melt the moon, which in turn cascaded to the earth, lulling the Great One back to sleep, and gave rise to the moonlight beasts. No, lulling the Great One back to sleep is before being worried that the Great One would wake again. I hastened the flow of moonlight. And then it follows with like that act or whatever they phrased it like. Come on, can we do this? Yes. Is this just more backstory we receive here? Great destruction was caused by this act, and I became one of the first exiled. Over time, I am certain to lose myself. So I leave behind these memories. Know that while I caused much turmoil, I did so for hope. Hope that we could extend our time in this realm a little longer. Just don't know what to make of any of this. Golden sickle? A curved golden weapon favored by the Anpu. Half-jackal warriors known for their unique talents at embalming. Ah, yes, this one. I had this nagging feeling that... Cloth bandage? Really? That was it? Yeah, this is the one thing that was reset. Okay. Oh, hey, there's more items. More cloth bandage? I mean, I take it. These are the books. This was one of the shortcuts we opened after going through a lot of underground stuff. Well, that makes sense to go that path and return? Or is that going to be more of a waste of time? Because this underground stuff felt largely linear. Hey there. I'm fairly certain we went through pretty much all of this. Well, maybe there were like a couple of side tunnels from the snake pits. Antidote. And there we lost it again. Aww. Okay, that's the lower end of one of the sand pits. No, I guess we're fine. Wow, the difference in the lighting makes these buttons way more obvious. Okay. Oh, wait, there was a hidden door over here, right? With a mimic? Huh. All right. So had we done all of this underground part before the game over? Or was everything saved? Silver. So you see, I'm still expecting to find videotapes in places. Really? Yeah, this pit is a weird soft lock. Wait, can we lithomancy our own barriers? Kind of? That was the other sand pit, I believe. So give me the rock bridge then. Okay. So there is nothing here then. Fine. So then we go through here a second time. What? Yeah, this section is a gigantic mystery to me. But there clearly is an item that we can pick up. We destroy the pillars? Because this will once again, if I trigger it, basically cause an instantaneous game over. You know what? I am very much keen on experimenting with this. However, I don't want you to sit through me running back here every time. So I make a deal with you. I will now go back to the save point, save, come back here, and then we experiment a couple times, and if we run into a game over, I will just skip through or like cut ahead through the running back here, and then maybe we can figure something out here. It feels like there should be something to do in order to break this trap. Maybe there is a hidden door to escape? That would make the most sense to me. But I'm fairly certain we've tried that last time already, so I will just make this less tedious for you to sit through. Okay, so alright. So I just saved, and let's see if there are hidden doors along the boundary here. Okay. All right. Attempt number 2, I guess. Okay, so what else is a plausible course of action? Grab the item, equip it, and try to smack things? Can a steel club maybe provide enough heft to break the walls? Or like the pillars here? Wait, it hasn't started yet. I have another idea. What if the trigger is somewhere on the floor? So if we create rock bridges, then maybe we can avoid triggering the floor? That didn't work. Okay, so attempt number 3. In the previous attempt, the trap triggered even while in the air, technically. So I don't think we can prevent the trap from triggering. Because if it was a specific floor tile, I would expect it to look different, but they all look pretty much identical to me. I mean, if there was a remote grabbing of items, I would use it now, but I'm not aware of such an ability or spell. And I don't feel like the game has given us any form of obvious ways of dealing with this. Okay, I guess we do run for the item, try to equip it, and then whack away at things. Can we like remotely prepare something to re-trigger the trap so that it de-triggers or something? I'm not sure. No, I don't see anything. Nothing obvious anyway. Is it triggered by us moving too fast? I don't get it. Iron Claw. Alright, attempt number 4. I have to admit, I am feeling a tiny bit discouraged from experimenting here because of the long reset time. I really love it when games reward you for experimenting, for exploring, for observing. This feels completely random and punishing for no reason. I mean, if I'm making a mistake and the game communicates to me, look, you made a mistake, and you're being punished for it, then I accept that as some kind of method of teaching me what I did wrong, but the game doesn't tell me what I did wrong. There were no items in the Sand Temple up until this point, or even after, that would make this in any way more obvious. I don't see exactly what it is that is triggering the trap. It might be a volume condition that once we enter a certain point in this room, it's just triggered. It's possible that there's like a loophole where we can squeeze through on the left or on the right, but this would be a complete trial and error kind of approach, which I generally don't like. This is very time consuming to trial and error something like that. It is possible that later on in the game we will get a more obvious means of dealing with this. However, that's speculation and at best hope. I mean, I really wouldn't mind if one of the tiles of the ceiling, you know, looked a bit more cracked, and then that you need to break it so that you can like slip through the top while the rest of it is descending. That would kind of make sense, but all the ceiling tiles look exactly identical. The floor tiles look all identical. Alright, we're back here, and I'm genuinely at a loss. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do differently. I don't know what else to try. I don't see any form of feedback from the game, apart from do not enter this room. And it feels really strange, because nothing in the game has been this inscrutable so far. I mean, not while being so obvious, right? There is an obvious item, there is an obvious path to it, but at the same time trying to get back out with the item doesn't work. There have been a lot of like vague mysteries in the game, like, oh, what do I do with this spell of lithomancy? What do I do with, like, how do I open the doors to the castle, right? These are things that feel like I should be able to do, but it's unclear, do I have the means or not? This here is weird, because it's an item that I can see very clearly. I can even pick it up. But there doesn't seem to be a safe way of retrieving the item. It's weird. I will give it one final attempt, although I genuinely don't know what to try. But hey, this is now attempt number 5, and I think giving it 5 honest attempts is the least we can do. Okay, so well, we're back here, but I refuse to try another time, because I don't get it. I don't see anything specific happening. There is nothing in terms of timing or triggering or positioning that really makes any sense to me. We cannot break the walls, we cannot open secret doors in the walls, we don't seem to be able to break the ceiling or the floor or the pillars. Nothing that makes sense to me. I take it the skeleton here is merely meant as a hint that something's wonky about this spot. I'd love to just get a boomerang as a means of retrieving items from a distance, or like a hook shot or something like this. Some kind of spell for telekinesis or something like that. I don't know what else to hope for. So I guess we will just complete our retraversal of the Sand Temple. Just making sure there's nothing all too obvious that we have missed. Lithomancy. We might want Ghost Light, because it's genuinely dark in here. Really? So we got the Staff of Osiris here. What does that do again? A staff that strikes into the ground and calls forth lightning from Osiris upon any enemies who approach. Before Osiris was killed by his brother Seth, he gave these to his loyal servants. Doesn't give me the impression that it will help me with those traps. Oh, actually, like from up high, you can construct bridges to get over there, right? That's probably the intended way. Yeah, I have to say I cannot find anything in the Sand Temple. I will leave a memo to self about the item in the trap room in the Sand Temple. Other than that, I don't know what to do here. I mean, we picked up an item or two, and that already gives me a certain feeling of closure for the temple. Because I had this nagging feeling that, look, there were so many resets and game over thingies that just felt like we hadn't done everything here. But I guess the Staff of Osiris to attack enemies is going to be pretty strong, I would guess. And the ability to do, like, to raise heat for this Hickett thing was nice, I guess. Well, I mean, in the end, we've just lost a bunch of silver. We're back to 37. Barely enough to buy the oil lantern. Alright, so this feels like more of a complete thing now. Can we break everything? Okay, another 2 levels. Night of the Moon reached level 75. Okay. Is there an update with our black book? Hello, Valnek. I have finished reading the book you gave me. It was most curious. It told the tale of an ancient king and a bestial curse involving blood. Here, take this ring. It is inscribed with the magic of this book. Please continue your search. These are fascinating. Ring. It disappeared too quickly again for me to read it. Beastial Communion? Esotericism. An ancient spell used to confer with inhuman things, no doubt outlawed and shunned as a magic that allowed some to make demonic pacts. What now? Oh wow, seriously? Is that always the same text? I think so. But hey, we have this script to decipher this. That is fascinating. Okay, suddenly we have a lot of information that we can extract from the world. Welcome, please continue your search. These are fascinating. Hold on. I mean, it will take some time for me to, you know, put the cipher next to the text and then extract the actual meaning here. So I'll probably do the translation of that text off camera. Yeah, it's always the same. It's always the same text fragment that we see here, at least from the snails. But so, yeah, we get a different text from the enlightened. Wow. No damage from light. Okay. So I guess I finally have something reasonable to do off camera. Because you see, just running around the entire world and shooting that spell at enemies doesn't sound like super interesting content. Particularly because the hold on. Wasn't there a yes? Oh wow, can we extract information from these kinds of corpses now? I need to test this right away. Give me quick stride. Okay, this needs investigating. Okay, so we can now extract information from, I guess, enemies? Objects? No, that didn't do anything. Okay, that's a long text. Yeah, but it is stable, so we get one text per enemy type. I'm flabbergasted how much information suddenly is technically available in the world. I mean, most likely these texts are just some kind of flavor text that give you maybe some context for the enemy or like their motivation or something like that. Probably there's not going to be, oh yeah, you need to do this thing in that place to uncover a mystery kind of instructions in there, right? Okay, so let's see if that one orbs also provides information. Because this is too curious. Why are you here? No, you don't provide information. I mean, it's one of the monks from the Temple of Silence, right? They had their brains escaping, and I take it the enlightened enemies that we see here, which are essentially floating brains, are the brains of these monks. Maybe that's the only thing I'm supposed to take from this? I guess once I'm here, I can also grab the text from the Chimera. Why do the paintings not give me anything? That's not where I wanted to be. Because I think the Chimera is the only enemy type in this area that we haven't extracted that text from yet. Yeah, the milk snail always gives the same text. Okay. I guess we can leave then. What? Oh, there we go. Does it do anything with NPCs? No. Okay, so it's not like the dream nail. Okay. Did I ever tell you about the Great Witch who escaped the Great Well? Yes, you did. Another time, then. You know what? I'm kind of tempted to take a tiny break here and start translating the texts that we have collected so far. And I will catch you again afterwards so that we can, you know, read the texts, discuss them, see what we have learned, see whether it's even worth running through the entire game, extracting information from every enemy to see what we can learn. Because it might be that this is just, you know, non-incoherent ramblings of nonsense. All right, that's also possible. So I guess in order to save some time, I will just see what we can already translate. And probably, wait, before I do anything crazy, I should save and grab another level up. Defense. Alright, so I will sit down here and start translating. So it seems the texts we were able to extract are truly more like labor text. I translated the ones that we got so far. The one from the milk snail reads as follows. Small, bouncy, bony one. You should slow and soak like we do. So this is the milk snails speaking to us, the player character, and they tell us what to do, which is just, you know, imitate them. It's not helpful. Then from the Necronomicon, we received the text, speaking is bullish. The codex, the binding to us, forcing knowledge from us to our captors, has faded. Which is interesting. It speaks of their condition, some kind of binding. Then from the enlightened one, the floating brains, they say, you have yet to understand. You will never escape until you shed your physical body. Which I guess is their understanding of the situation of the world, but I'm not convinced that they are right. And finally, the Chimera kind of didn't make the most sense to me, because it doesn't feel grammatically consistent. It reads, curse you, kind, curse, curse. So I guess it should be curse your kind, curse, curse. Then it says, magic and curse begot us, magic and curse be upon you. So they are kind of cursing their existence because they believe that humans like created their current situation, and so they are not particularly fond of humans, I guess. I mean, all of these texts are nice, but they are not gonna immediately solve any of the riddles we have. So what do we make of that? Do we go around collecting more notes? Maybe we only do so when we, like, remember? Yeah, I might before the next episode, I might actually run around a bit, extract some of the attacks from some of the enemies in the previous areas, and actually stock up on some of the consumables, because especially the antidote is running low, and after the mimics stole all of our money, it's gonna be a chore to just accumulate enough money again to buy all the things we need in terms of consumables, as well as these additional like weapons. The oil lantern, so that's just 160 for non-consumables. Oh wait, we have 47. Why do we have 47? I guess I take that. Speaking of, give me more antidote. Yeah, so that leaves us with a bit more time to see if we can maybe run around in an earlier area, I guess. Let's just go to the Hollow Basin. Equip Quick Stride. See if the Shulker has something interesting to tell us. No, wait, that's the wrong direction. Why? I thought I had gone down this corridor. Okay. Okay, was there any other enemies over here? Oh. I think there were regular snails somewhere here. No, this is a milk snail. Normal snails? Do the normal snails not respawn? Oh no, they were over here. I think. Actually, maybe they don't. Did we only find milk snails? Huh. What to take from the mummies, I wonder? Ah, I'm running in circles. Say what now? Oh, there's just no text. I mean, the screen turns pink. So that kind of indicates that something's happening. We just don't get anything from them. Huh. Fascinating. Neither do we get anything from the night versions of the mummies. Okay. I can get behind that. That makes you pretty mindless zombies. Okay. Well. Well, well, well. What is this about? You know what? We haven't properly done a second run through the sewer area. And I think it is high time to do so. Maybe we find some other spots to spill blood. You also don't give me any text. Which actually also gives us the opportunity to collect some more lotus seed pods. Okay. What would the rats say, I wonder? We need to... Can you... Yes, thank you. We need to restore our mana. So, what other kind of enemies did we find here? There were slimes, devil slimes, skeleton slimes, red kings and red queens, I think. Slime. I think the first word there was solid, but I'm not sure. Oh God, where do you come from? Let's see where the devil slimes are. Oh yeah, we've been here, okay. Well, at least they all have the same text. Once more, there is not much reason to translate many texts here. So many secrets. Oh, I'm actually wondering, can we use Rock Bridge to get over there? But then what? Huh. I mean, if there was a hole back this direction, I would try, but there doesn't seem to be anything. Okay. Yeah, the spacing in these texts is really wonky. Because some of the characters are overlapping, and then there's like gigantic gaps in between. It's very strange. Yeah, with a weapon that has reasonable range, you don't have any trouble fighting these slow enemies. Nothing obvious stands out for things like blood magic or lithomancy. I think this just leads back to the start, right? Yeah. We can get ridiculous amounts of ashes. But there really isn't all that much to do with ashes. You can turn them into bombs, but that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and the banners. We haven't seen Jalisha in a while. What? Where is Jalisha? Wasn't she somewhere here? Maybe different path. Yeah, this was just a weird shortcut. Okay, we start by going to where the fishies are. Which leads to even more fishies. Nice. Oh yeah, we've just had that. Is this where Jalisha is? Yes. Hey there, cutie. Hey, cutie. No additional text. Sad. This is just a shortcut back up. There's no enemies anywhere in that direction. This leads us to the underworks. Wait, no, this is where Jalisha was. Oh, right, this is the direction of the lake. Right. But we still need the text from the Red King and Red Queen? Which we also get over this direction, I think. I still find it weird that this thing doesn't do anything after Clive told us a story about it. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be anything obvious in the underworks anyways. There's a couple of rats. We don't get anything from the Rat King? That's surprising. Money. But we did get something from the rat, right? Yes. Strange. Okay, on to finding a rat queen. It's strange that rat queen and rat king don't give us anything. Ah. Wait, what? What was this tunnel here? Did it lead somewhere interesting? No, dead end. Oh wow. Okay, so maybe there are way more underground tunnels than I initially expected. Huh. You can kind of spot them from up top. But I guess it's fine. I don't expect there to be too many of... Oh? Poison throwing knife? What? Huh. Oh yeah, this just reconnects random stuff. Yeah, I think we're done down here. So we've collected a couple more texts. It's another level. But you know what? I think I have to bring this episode to a close. Oh? Wow. What caused this change? It's very unexpected that Cheryl starts playing the flute. Did you ever tell us about the Great Witch who escaped the Great Well? Of course you did. Will Cheryl stop playing when we talk to her now? Welcome back, Valmek. Fancy a new trinket, perhaps? Take a look. Wait, we can buy more oil lantern? Great, and now she stopped playing. Oh man. Can we... Ha. Nice. Okay. I think I will end the episode here with the mesmerizing flute performance by Cheryl. Yeah, we have learned to listen to our enemies and get some flavor text from them, which is really interesting. I obviously still need to decipher the texts we just collected in the sewers and from the shulker in the Hollow Basin. But yeah, wait, did we do anything else today? It feels like it was largely a backtracking, experimenting with this weird trap room in the sand castle temple thing. Well, that was a bunch of failure today. Great. Well, at least we have experimented, we've tried a couple of things. Not everything worked out. I don't have the faintest clue what triggered Cheryl suddenly playing the flute. But hey, I accept that. There still is a lot of mysteries around. Will we find another black book? What else is there to find in the prison area? Will we ever figure out what to do with a skeleton egg? With a corrupted key and with coins? At this point, I kind of doubt it, but I don't know. Maybe something will suddenly reveal itself to us. I don't know. In any case, I thank you all for watching, and I hope you will join me again next time.